Hi guys, I'm Tanya from Van Cruiser Caravans. Today we're going to take you through a factory tour, so we'll show you all the different stages that we go through from manufacturing, starting with the chassis. So your first stage here is obviously the chassis, which is the foundation for your caravan. So we start off through here with a 6-inch A-frame, comes all the way through to here. And you'll see through here there's also a support bar, so you're not going to have any flex. You'll see that the chassis itself is 4 inches and then we have a 4-inch riser. What you can see through here is the water tank strap. So this is how the chassis come to us, and then from this point here we build everything in our factory. We use the Cruisemaster ATX suspension, which is the top of the range suspension. As we go into the factory, you'll see in vans that have the walls stood up, this section here, we actually lay the floor down and then the walls sit on the inside of the chassis. Lastly is the coupling, so your DO35 coupling here. That locks onto your hitch and that rotates, as you can see through there. So you'll find that this is really the starting point of what you'll find in a really fantastic off-road caravan. So this is where the frames are actually constructed for each model. You can see there's a set of frames that are done across there. So once that frame's built, the inner wall ply is actually pressed onto the frame, so that we lay down flat on the ground for 24 hours so that the walls are actually nice and straight. We prefer to use Meranti because as an off-road product, Meranti is able to absorb a lot of the shock and fatigue throughout the caravan. So you'll see that the whole structure is on top of the chassis as opposed to the walls being on the outside. If you have a look through here, so this is a 17-foot Fury Road. You've got your wheel arches, so they get fitted on before, obviously at the floor stage, but you've got your wheel arches and the structure through there. Once the walls are up, our next point is actually putting the furniture inside the caravan. Every van that we build, the cabinetry is all screwed in. You'll see all these screws through here, so that's the seat that's been fitted, so that's all screwed in from the outsides. And this is our CNC machine, so that basically just gets programmed and then the sheets start running through and everything gets cut. The CNC machine speeds the process up. The advantage of CNC as well is the precision, so it's cut to the millimetre of exactly what it needs to be. This here is the edge bander, so this is what we use to put all the edging on our bench tops and cupboard doors. This section here is where Jason works, so he's our cabinet maker and Ash is our builder. Then we've got our gluing station here, so this is where a lot of the face fronts get glued onto the cabinetry that's already been made. All of this furniture is made out of lightweight ply, special 15mm ply that we buy for the caravan industry. So built into the frame we've got all these sections that are already cut out, so this is where all the wiring will flow through. Once this is finished being built, then this will go to the next stage where the electrical fit-off will go through, so all the wiring will be run. And then in between each stud, cut to size, you'll have foam insulation and we put rock wool insulation in the roof. Once the wiring's done, then it's ready to go to the next stage, which is the external panelling getting fitted, which we call skinning the van. This van's at skinning stage, obviously the external panelling's been fitted. So what you've got is you've got your checker plate at 750 high and your external composite panels. We want it to be as strong as possible. So you've got full checker plate on the front here for extra protection for stones and so forth. This is a 3mm composite panel and we actually silicone that to the frame as well as the checker plate as well. So that bonding process gives a lot of strength to the van. So once the vans have gone through that skinning process, then we go into fit off stage. So if you have a look at this guy here, windows are fitted off, hatches are fitted off, internally all the cabinet doors are fitted, and then we start fitting all the appliances and roof hatches and so forth. As part of our process through the build, we have a QC checklist. The QC checklist follows the van across every single section. Whoever the staff member is that's built that section signs it, and that way we're able to keep the QC throughout the whole build process up to date, and we know if there's anything that's come up that needs to be rectified, and then they have a second person that checks that off so that we make sure throughout the whole process of building the van that it's built to the standards that we expect. We actually have Narelle who does a pre-delivery on the van, so she goes through all the lists and starts gathering all the paperwork. So this is a finished product. So this has just been completed this morning. Every van we build is individually weighed, so you get a weighbridge docket with the van, and we have got a range of colours that are available, so each customer has the option of customising the van. But we have a good range of models, so there's generally something out there to suit everyone. So this is my office. This is where the brains of the operation runs from. We do keep track of what's coming in, what's going out. We build 3 vans a week, so we've got to make sure as the vans are going out, we've got chassis coming in, so that production line just keeps on going round and round and round. Enzo is the owner of the business, and he actually is working on the floor with our team of guys. So he runs the floor. He's very particular, as you can see through the factory. We both have a little bit of OCD. You can see in here as well how organised we are. You have to be organised when we've got things going on everywhere and production running and making sure everything's running as smoothly as possible. So one thing we pride ourselves on, and Enzo's very particular about, is keeping the factory neat and tidy. Every day the boys finish 10 minutes earlier and they clean the whole factory, so they get rid of all the rubbish. So as you've been through, you've seen it's very neat and tidy. So a clean workspace means that we're able to find what we need and be efficient and keep everything tidy. Thank you for coming through the factory with me and taking the time to have a look at what we actually build through here. We are very proud of our factory, and we are proud of the processes that we have in place to build our vans. We've worked really hard over the last couple of years to actually make some changes to some of our procedures, so when these changes start coming through with the industry, we're ready to go and we've been approved as a manufacturer.